Welcome to Girls on Fire.
Well, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. But we are on episode 4 of Girls on Fire. How to think about it. We've been doing it for some time
I
now.
know when I was thinking about like what we were going to talk about, I was like, well, we've talked about this, and I was like, wait, we've done a lot.
Oh, and we talk a lot, so sometimes we go off like what our topic is anyways, and we're like start talking about stuff that we probably shouldn't even be talking about.
And we had to re-record that one like 2 or 3 times, so it feels like a lot more.
Don't remind me. So this is our November podcast. So that means, we're almost at the end of the year, which is crazy. I cannot believe we are almost at the end of 2024. That is insane.
2023, Megan.
Oh gosh. Well, we are starting the show off with a banger, aren't we? I don't even know what year we're in.
I mean, honestly, it feels like it could be 2024 because I can't tell you like what happened in 2023. It was all a blur.
Tell me about it. I'm like thinking back about it, like what the heck was that? But anyway, so we're in 2023 still. Like, can't believe we are almost at the end of 2023. You know why I'm saying 2024? Because I am selling like MD Publishing. If you obviously, if you're watching this, you probably found us through MD Publishing. But our magazines, we always work about a month and a half in advance. So right now we are finishing up our December issues for 2023 and working on our January 2024 issues. So we're getting our advertisers placed in there or working on their digital campaigns, all the things. So I'm like in this, like, I've been in the 2024 mindset, I feel like, since maybe August.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
If you see the number enough, you might think it is. So, and I thought you were about to say like as we're heading into 2024, and then when you said finishing out 2024, I was like, that's not right.
Not even close to there yet. But, anyways, so that is just, we were talking before this and we were just like, this has been a wild week. So this is going to be this video is or this podcast is coming out in November, but we are about to head to MD Expo, and the week before MD Expo is you always see our bright, smiling, happy faces at MD Expo or ICE conference or wherever you come to for us, and you're like, wow, they're so nice, calm, kind. They got everything under control. But the week before, it is wild here.
Chaos.
Unhinged chaos. And then that's how everything, it runs so smoothly. We have to do all the craziness and then we get there and we are spot on. But man, it's been a crazy week. So I'm sure everybody else has been as well. But I was talking to Kristen yesterday, and this past year, I know a lot of people, and if you've seen my LinkedIn post recently, I had posted about moments of joy. So we're gonna start a new segment on Girls on Fire called Moments of Joy. And what that basically is everybody does practices for gratitude or like what they're thankful for. And I really have just been trying to think about what are the little things in my day-to-day ordinary life. Like, of course, I love my mom, I love my friends, I love my family, but I just want to think like, what am I like happy that happened today? Because sometimes you like get in like a situation and you're just like, what was that today? I hated today. I'm being so negative, and I know I'm a positive Polly Pocket, but a lot of times I cannot be, and I need to like think back about what is important to me. So I told Kristen I wanted to talk about this, and like this can be a new practice. And like I had mentioned, I posted on my LinkedIn, so I hope you all have shared as well. But one of my words for this year for 2023, thank you, Kristen, we are not in 2024 yet, was joy. So we want to kind of just like kick off the episode with that. So Kristen, what is your moment of joy this week or moments?
Yeah. I think this is awesome, especially going into like November. It's a month where we really do reflect like things that we're thankful for. So my moment of joy this week was it's like starting to get cold, so it's like we're gonna be outside less and less. So I'm like really trying to take advantage of that. So my sister, who actually is a year older than me and lives in Nashville as well, we went and played Karen. We went and played tennis on Tuesday. So I have been playing tennis as a kid, like took lessons, middle school, high school, and Aaron and I even played doubles together. I don't know how we made it through a single match without killing each other. It is a miracle. I think we fought more with each other than we did against our opponents. But besides the point, we got to go and play on Tuesday, and it was just a beautiful day. And I just like love being outside and playing tennis. Like I don't get to do it often, so when I do, it just like brings me back to just like simpler time where like my biggest worry was about winning a match. So that was
So
my moment of joy.
yeah, that's so fun. I started playing tennis a little bit too, the past couple months, but I'm awful, but I love it. It's such a good workout.
And it's like a sport you can play for the rest of your life. I tell people all the time, like, I will give you lessons, Megan. Like, I promise I'm not a scary coach. Like, I will be good. And like
Okay.
when I say we play, we just hit. Like, I feel like it's a lot more fun just to hit back and forth. We bring a speaker and we like blare music. And Aaron's always like, should we turn it down? I'm like, we're not at Wimbledon. We're in the 12 South Park. It's fine. Like,
No, that's fun. Like, yeah, that's all I can handle is hitting it back and forth. I don't even really know what the rules are, to be honest. So I'm sure you do, but like, I'm like literally like, let me just make sure I get it over the net.
it's just a lot more fun to hit. It's like less serious because then whenever we're like, let's play a match, then it gets like competitive and then we start fighting and then it goes downhill and it's not joyous anymore. So I'm like, let's just rally back and forth. But that was my moment of joy because got to be outside, enjoy the weather, and hang out with my sister.
That's great. Yeah, I actually have two that I thought of. One is that I got to go to all of my workouts I wanted to this week. So if you know me at all, I am obsessed with Burn Boot Camp. I either go at noon at lunch, or this week I've been going a lot in the morning, like at either 5:30 or 6:30, and I love it. And that it just makes me feel like I like can breathe again after I go. So I went there. I went there this morning. That's why I look wrecked today.
That's fine. Yeah, don't look too close.
I'll be honest with you guys, I forgot we were recording, and then I got here, I was like, oh shoot. I was like, I need to get my
Luckily, I'm at home. So I was like, oh, wait, earrings, mascara, I'm good.
Lord. So, anyways, Burn, amazing. And then my other media, like really, okay, so yesterday after Burn, it was 6:30 in the morning, and I go to Starbucks almost every time after Burn. And I get literally the same thing. But I went to a different Starbucks because I had to run an errand afterwards. So I go to the Starbucks, I get through the drive-through line, and there's this amazing girl named Victoria who's the barista or taking my order. And I get up to the window, and she is just a delight. Like, I literally loved her. Like, I was kind of like, I worked out, but I was like, I don't know, I've just been off this week. And she just was so flipping happy, and it just made my whole day turn upside down or turn around. And I was so happy to meet her. She was so nice and like kind and like told me to have a wonderful day. And I was like, everybody needs to be like Victoria at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. So anyways, those were my points this week.
Those people make or break your day, like truly. When you get, like encounter something like that, it snaps you back into like, wait, okay, I need to be in a better mood because look at homegirl over here, just like bringing
Yeah.
out coffees, being the nicest person in the world. Also, Megan, just a side note, when you said burn, it made me think another thing I did this week. It did bring me joy, but also I just wanted to share with you. I tried boxing for the first time
Oh,
this week. Perfect week to do it on top of being like stressed and how we're just saying a funk of a week. I was hitting that back so hard. It was the perfect thing to try pre-expo week. I mean, I couldn't lift my arms the next day because I was just nailing it, but it was so much fun.
that is so fun. I know, I love when they have punching bags at Burns. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm gonna beat the crap out of this.
No, literally, I'm like, just like going so hard, and all my friends are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "It's been a week, okay? Leave me alone."
I'll have to try it. There's this new place near our work called Mayweather's. Have you heard of it?
Yes, there's one here. did a different one, but I want to try that one too.
Yeah, I want to try it one day. It might be like a team building thing, you know?
100%. And you can all like be on this like same group, and just do 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 do.
So
So
fun. All right. Well, those are our moments of joy. I hope you guys can think of some moments of joy too. Maybe you need to punch the heck out of a punching bag or meet Victoria at a coffee shop.
or go get a coffee. You never know. The person might pay for you in front of you. That's always the best.
Okay. Well, Kristen, you have our hot topic of the week that we're going to discuss. I know that's why y'all are here, is for us to not only talk about Victoria and punching bags, but so Kristen, hit us with that.
Hot topic. Yeah, so our hot topic of this week was actually requested. I was trying to like brainstorm, okay, what are some good relevant topics for YP? And I was actually talking to our great friend and colleague, Sydney Creek, and she actually requested this topic. She said something that I personally struggle with as a young professional is imposter syndrome. So we found a couple of articles. One is Overcoming Imposter Syndrome, Tips for Professionals in Their 20s and 30s. So, imposter syndrome is a pattern of thinking where individuals doubt their abilities and feel like a fraud, even in the face of conclusive evidence of their competence. So, it says it's estimated about 75% of all people struggle with imposter syndrome at various points in their lives. So, do you feel like sometimes you have imposter syndrome at work?
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I had to ask Jamie. I've heard this word. Like I'm here at work today, so I was like, I've heard this word before. Like I like heard it all around. I was like, dude, what the heck does that word mean though? So when you just explained what it was, she explained basically the same thing. And yeah. She's like, I feel like everybody has a little bit of imposter syndrome. So I agree. But when we were reading, I know we're gonna go through like the articles that you found and everything, but I was like kind of reading through them, and there were some things that I do feel like I've dealt with, and there are some things that I have. So I wanted to ask you, because maybe you know a little bit more than I do. I personally feel sometimes where this is why I get off social media a lot, and I like try to take breaks from like seeing like all of the like whatever everybody else is doing. But I sometimes feel like I'm so hard on myself about pushing hard and doing more at work and doing more at life and everything. And then I see other people around the same age as me, and I'm like, dang, they like are here, or they're like this executive, or they're like, doing all going on all these crazy trips. Like, where do you have money to go to Thailand for, like at 30 years old, like things like that. And I'm like, Megan, and then I get mad, and then I like come to like logical, and I was like, you do all these cool things too that people are probably like, I wish like that and stuff. And I'm like, but it's so annoying that even people wish they had my life, or I wish that I had something that somebody else has. So is that kind of imposter syndrome?
Yeah, so in imposter syndrome, like even if you're not experiencing it too much now, like again, it says 75% at some point in your life, so in your career. And like I was excited to talk about this from the viewpoint of like me being in my 20s and you being in your 30s, of like, where my imposter syndrome comes in. Like I think being hard on ourselves is a part of imposter syndrome, but it's just also who we are as people. But it's also just like being a young professional in a work environment when you're around like seasoned professionals who have been doing their job for 20 plus years, feeling almost out of place in the same setting as them.
Right. I
That
feel
makes
that.
sense. Yeah. And like, or feel like I feel like where I feel imposter syndrome is like I've been doing my job for 3 plus years now, and sometimes I still feel like, am I doing it enough? Am I doing it right? Striving to be better, which is a great thing, but it's also I'm really bad at taking compliments. Like I think that's where my biggest imposter syndrome happens is when I get praised, I'm like, oh my God, stop. Like
Yeah.
shy. I'm so shy. Like, stop it. But it's mainly just because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm just doing my job. Okay. Oh my goodness. Thank you for complimenting me. Now I need to do something that gets even better and shows that I can like strive for more. So it's just like sometimes not feeling like you belong in the workspace that you're in.
Right. It can be very intimidating when you are with people that have been doing this for a very long time. But I think when I'm really good at asking questions to the like people that are above me or seasoned professionals, and I ask them, and like I had asked Amy this morning, I was like imposter syndrome. I had asked her exactly what it was. She's like honestly, she's like I feel that, and like to talk to somebody who I think is like so valued and does such great work and stuff, and to hear that even somebody, who's a vice president at a company feels that is very humbling, and like we're all just trying to do our best. And a lot of times we don't even know what we're doing until we get into a situation and figure it out. So like when you see like these people doing these great things, they were like in a place where they didn't know what they were doing yet either. So just like we are like, wow, like how'd they get there or whatever, they were too. So I always try to like be like get back to the realistic side of things, that everybody is at some kind of point and they have to start somewhere.
100%. And I think we're really lucky to have these role models and examples that are supportive and do give us advice like that. But I'm sure there's so many people that feel so alone in their role, like coming in as a young professional. If they don't have that support system, I couldn't imagine like feel like I would feel so out of place. Like luckily we have like a family like environment at MD Publishing where like someone will take you under their wing and tell you it's okay. And we're still learning, and like we have Jamie is amazing as our fearless leader in sales of telling us that she still is learning and makes mistakes, and like that is reassuring to us. But there's so many people that like join a new organization and don't have that support, and imposter syndrome is probably through the roof for them.
I think it's also hard, like when I think that some people, and I think we have to remember this as younger people, like we're the people that have a lot of drive right now because we want to get to that next step. And I think sometimes the seasoned people that are at like our place of employment, they might feel a little intimidated by us, and that could almost be looked like on as imposter syndrome. So I think it can go both ways because they're like, oh wow, this person will do anything. They'll jump and say yes, to do something. We might do something for a little bit less money, because like we're just trying to work our way up the ladder. So I think it's across the board, not just people who are in their 30s or 20s like you are that feel this. And I think that's so important. If you don't have a great support system like we do here, I feel like remember that, like and talk to somebody. I read something in the article that said, make sure you have people around you that build you up. If that's friends or family or another person that's maybe on the same page as you at your work, that you can like talk to and be like, do you think this is a good idea? Do you think I should do this or whatever the case is? And I think that's so helpful to have supportive people around you.
100%. And so we'll kind of get into the next article now, which is how to overcome imposter syndrome as a young professional. And the first thing it says is like recognize the signs. So obviously, like recognizing that you might be in that phase of imposter syndrome is okay. So it can be in different ways like self doubt, perfectionism, procrastination, overwork, avoiding feedback or praise. Like these are all signs that you might be having imposter syndrome. So like recognizing that's kind of the first step. And then another great step to overcome it is celebrate your achievements. So whether that's like celebrating with yourself or with your team or even someone outside of work, like the first thing when I talk to my mom every single day on the phone, she says, "How was your day at work?"
Mhm.
Every single day. And I always, and that's a lot of times where we're doing these moments of joy. I'm in autopilot of it was good and leaving it at that, you
Right.
know? And so I need to start diving deeper into, well, today I had a really awesome call with this person and I think they're going to, it's like just analyzing one good thing that happened and celebrating it.
Right. I agree. And like I think you had mentioned earlier, I'm so bad. I actually hate like the whole, and this is gonna sound, it's probably a hot take, honestly, but I hate the whole like celebrating every little thing that somebody does. Cause in my head, I'm like, this is my job, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what you're paying me to do, So I'm like, oh yay, I made a sale. I should, or like there's something wrong happening, So, but
Yeah.
like, it's important to stop, reflect, and be like, wow, look what I did this year. I had all these crazy things going on, but I made this happen. And I do think that is important.
100%. I'm the same way, Megan. My response every single time someone tells me good job is I'm just doing my job.
Right. Jamie literally knows not to like, okay, how sometimes we'll be like, yay, this person did this or whatever. And I'm like, please never do that to me. I hate that.
I know. Sometimes like I'll tell like John something. I'm like, oh, this went through. He's like, great, share it with the group. I'm like, no, first of all, I don't want to share myself with the group. Like, hey, everyone, listen to this amazing thing that I just did. Like, I
I,
can't do that. It's just
I
not me.
you why we're like that though. It's
Okay, tell
because
me.
okay, and I'm like gonna throw all the hot takes out here today because people will be like, man, Megan's throwing it out there. But we are very confident people. And like, and don't get me wrong, we have moments where we're like, oh, like, do I look good today? Or am I doing that enough, like in my job or whatever the case is? Like, yeah, we all have our insecurities. Don't get me wrong, but overall, we're very, very confident people, and we're just like, you know what, it is what it is. And I think that's why, yes, we do have this whole imposter syndrome thing, but I think like that's why I think it's so important. Like for anybody that's in a situation where you don't have the support that we have, or whatever the case is, and I think that's another thing. We are so and I know they say like not to say lucky, but we are lucky that we have a support system here. We have our families, we have our friends and stuff, but like you can make yourself have a support system. Like if you don't have it, go volunteer. You can like meet people like that. That is what builds you up and makes you, I feel like you can like do anything, you know? So we do have imposter syndrome. I 100% do. I just told you, I like, I'm like, dang, when am I gonna like be at this level, or when am I gonna do that? We all have those, and like that's why the report said 75% of people feel it. Yeah, we're freaking human. Like it's gonna happen, but like I want people to like feel so confident in themselves. Like I believe in so many people here. Like I'm like I wish you could see what I see in you. I think you're gonna do such great things, and I just like we have. I feel like you and I have a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and I mean that really is from having a support system. Like
Yeah,
you a lot of times like as much as like you need to trust yourself and your inner thoughts, like people's outside opinions do weigh on you sometimes more than your self like thought and worth. Like we
unfortunately.
frame our mindset around what other people say. So like having people look at you and say like you are so good at what you do does bring you confidence. So like if you don't have someone doing that for you, like it really is hard to look in the mirror and be like, you're amazing, keep doing you, like I love you, you got this. Like that's hard.
So what we're trying to tell you all out there, you're amazing. You can do this. You
We
got
love you.
it.
No, literally. But it like it's true. Like find a community that uplifts you. Like no matter whether that's professionally or personally, like go join a club. I don't know. Like I know we're all busy, but like
Do
we
something.
like yeah, do something because it is hard sometimes like and it is easy to like just stay in the slump if you're in a slump, like to just like wallow in it and be like, I'm never gonna move up. I don't belong here. I don't fit in here. Like I'm not doing a good enough job. Like I hope you know, like it's just easy to fall into it. Like you got to dig yourself out.
Climb out of the trench.
Get the shovel and start digging.
It's our best episode yet. I'm really feeling like this like
Yeah,
empowerment thing.
it's a Friday. We're ready to go. Should we get a mimosa? I'm just kidding.
Oh no, we're not kidding. That sounds like an amazing
I
idea.
have my coffee, my Big Daddy mug.
I got my $7 Starbucks from Victoria.
Shout out Victoria, we love you. Oh my gosh. Okay, the next one though, which I think is an awesome one, is reframe your failures. Let me find like a good. So failures are inevitable. Everyone's gonna mess up. You're literally not gonna be perfect. No one's perfect. Sorry, that's just how it is. So failures are a stepping stone to your success. It's all about like how you react to your failures. Own up to it, acknowledge that you did it, and then how you react is how you can strive and move forward and learn from it.
Right. I know. I think I highlighted that same thing. I think people are like always so scared to mess up, and I'm like, do it, because you want to know what the other like thing like you could mess up, but the other 50% of that is like it could be a great situation, and if you don't do it, then you're staying in the same place you've always been in. And I think that's part of it, is that if you don't try to do better or want better for yourself, and you stay in this like almost like you just can't move state, like you're paralyzed by like fear or whatever the case is, you're never going to do anything that these people are out here doing in Thailand, you know?
Yeah,
You're not going to
I'm
go to
gonna go. Take me there. That's so funny. No, that's so true. And like that kind of goes into the next one of like seek feedback and support, like what we've been talking about this whole time. But like when I mess up, the first thing I want to do is find someone that can tell me exactly what I did wrong and how I could be better, or maybe what they would have done. Like, what if you were in my shoes, what would you have done? And like that feedback is so valuable.
Mhm. I agree. And just like listening to people, like I think we're really good at that as salespeople because we have to listen to what our customers need to be able to do our job and provide what they're looking for so they can build their business. I would love to know, like in the biomedical community, imaging community, in the healthcare world, like what are you doing out there like to make yourself better in your position or like to maybe take you to the next level, you know? So I'd love to hear what you guys are doing out there because we're not in the hospital, arena. We're out here like just trying to make a great community for you guys to be a part of, which I think is super helpful that we have TechNation and ICE and YP at MD and MD Expo and all these things so you feel supported. Because I do think jobs, like you had mentioned earlier, we have a support system here, but a lot of people, they might feel alone in their work. But we have these environments that you can come to or join social media groups to be a part of something and feel like, hey, like this person's going through this and it might help you like be able to grow as well.
Yeah, 100%. And the next one is embrace your uniqueness, which I take that as like embrace your skill set, like what makes you who you are. Like we're in sales because we have the gift of the gab. Okay. We can talk to anyone. We are just like we have that sales mentality and whatever. And a lot of, the audience that we're reaching to is more on the technical side. So they're really good with, breaking stuff down and building it back together. So embrace like what makes you unique and what you're really good at and like use that to show your value in your career so that you don't have imposter syndrome. Be like,
Yeah.
I know what I'm good at. I know what sets me apart from everyone else. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm at this role in my career.
Yeah. I don't even need to comment on it. You explained that perfectly. Go off.
I know. I'm like, I'm good at what I do. Just kidding.
I was like, wow, yeah, get it. I agree.
I don't know where that came from. That was not planned. It's the coffee. I'm chugging it.
Like going in today. I think it's just been such an off week that we are like have all this built up that we need to just
Oh, I
out.
literally can't feel my limbs from how much I've worked out this week, and I'm going right after we get off to a new class. I don't know why I'm trying all these new classes, or I do know that.
Find yourself a shoe.
Yeah, she's putting in work. But the last thing is building a supportive network, which is what we've been talking about this whole time. I'll just read this one sentence. Surrounding oneself with positive influences is a key to combating imposter syndrome. So mentorships, similar challenges, just helping get like valuable insights and encouragement. That's like the number one thing you can do.
Yeah, no, I mean, yes, I agree. If I didn't have, I'm telling you, I have had a crazy year to say the least.
You
And
have
I didn't have the people around me that I did, I would not be able to make it. And one of my biggest things, I've said this to people that have been my mentors, to people that are peers of mine, my friends, whatever the case is, if you don't have people around you to help you, you are never going to get to the next level. If you think you can do life on your own, or if you can think you can do your job on your own, you can't. Like you need help. Everybody needs help. And I think that is so amazing. And I think if you can like go into that and dive into that and you embrace that, I think your life is going to be so full.
100%. I feel like a lot of people are scared because they're like, this is my job, my role. I'm supposed to be doing this, but like, it's okay to get help and you need that support system because, like, in order to get to your best self, you need the feedback, you need the critique, you need the encouragement too, like all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, in order to like be your best self. And like, I feel like that's where this whole conversation started was like at our age, sometimes like you don't want to ask for help. And so you feel like I need to prove myself. So I'm not gonna get help. I'm gonna do it all on my own. And that's where like this whole article and conversation came about is like it's okay because you're not alone and you should like be confident in what you're doing.
Right. Well, I am so thankful for you. I am so happy that we can do this podcast together. It brings me joy when we get to do.
Same. This has been an awesome Friday morning. Like I'm ready to take the day now.
We needed this. We're like rah rah. Maybe we should release this before MD Expo. I don't know if anybody else needs to hear this, but wow, I'm gonna download this and I'm gonna send it to our work group. Be like, everybody want to like listen to me and Kristen spit some knowledge?
Oh, let me tell you, Wallace will literally just be sitting in the office and I'll be silent, and all of a sudden I hear, "Welcome to Girls on Fire." I'm like, Wallace, stop! Like, enough.
He is such a great supporter.
He is. He was like, I haven't listened to this month's episode yet.
Does
I'm
he
like, well,
enjoy?
do it on your own time.
Does he like it?
Oh, yeah. He'll like
I'm
try to put it on the TV screen, and I'm like, again, this is where I like don't. I'm like, I don't like listening back to myself. Like sometimes I don't even watch these back because I'm like, oh. But that's just like the shy in me sometimes. But I'm like, Wallace, but he loves it. My friends that aren't even in this industry will send me pictures of them listening to it. I'm like, you guys are crazy.
They like it?
Ah, yes. They're like literally because we're all connected on LinkedIn. And when we post it on LinkedIn, they'll see the newest episode and like all of my friends will listen to it. I'm like, you're crazy.
Oh my gosh, I know. Everybody's been so sweet to us, Kristen,
A
honestly.
supportive network. That's what we're building.
Yeah. Yeah, showing up. Well, before we sign off, because I know Kennedy's gonna be like, girls, 30 minutes.
Tick, tick,
Sorry,
tick.
Kennedy. This one's a little bit more. But we do have our Tech Choice Awards. So nominations will be over at this point. So now we have to vote, vote, vote for these people that you chose. November 13th is when you can start voting. I believe there's going to be 5 professionals for each category. So go out there, vote for these people. We're so excited to praise them and tell them good job for all of what they've done. So yes, and you can go to, hold on, I wrote down the URL, onetechnation.com/tech-choice-awards/. So get over there, do the things, vote. And yeah, anything else for today?
No, I think that's it. This will be released obviously in November. So everyone have like a great Thanksgiving. Remember what you're thankful for, moments of joy, spend time with friends and family and just people in your lives that are important to you. I can't wait to see you next week, Megan. We'll be together.
I can't wait to see you, and we'll be back. Yes, and we'll make videos too there, shorts and stuff. So I'm sure you guys will see some of those before this. And then we'll be back in December for It's the Greatest Time of Year. What's that song? Do you know that song?
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no. All right, we need to end this. This
We
is a
gotta
big.
go.
All right, bye guys. Have a great month.
Bye.